Alrighty, so what's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be reacting to part 2 of MrBeast and the whole More Pegasus channel video that was posted about MrBeast. He pretty much like did a summary video of the main video or whatever that was posted for the interview done with Oompaville. So this is going to be part 2 to match up with the part 1 that we did before. Part 1 did really well, so I decided to go through with part 2. And yeah, you guys did not see, Lucy's going to be joining us today. I don't know if you guys can see her on the camera, but got my cat with me. She's gonna be chilling. She likes chilling with me when I play games, so she'll be a guest here today. Anyways, boys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. Here's our YouTube comment shout out. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys.
Then they move on to the
Alrighty, boys, we are on part 2. This shit's kind of loud.
It took Team C's 3 years to remove the equivalent of 10 hours worth of trash being dumped into the ocean every day.
Oh boy.
A lot of people have criticized the campaign as being ineffective and that you should have been doing something else instead of Team C's.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Why is everyone spiraling over?
So that's the problem with Team C's is that there's so much pollution. It's hard to make a difference when you're putting machinery out there, man.
Yeah. So first off, because I get this a ton with Team C's. Like, this isn't even like a new thing. Ever since we did it, people constantly bring this up. Only 34 million pounds of trash was removed out of the ocean. We're talking like multiple Empire State Buildings worth of just trash, if you piled it up, is out of the ocean. And we're acting like that's not a crazy thing if you just look at it in absolute terms. Like 34 million, not 34,000 million pounds. You know how crazy
Pounds is
that
crazy,
is?
yeah.
When a
That's
firefighter,
crazy.
stops a building from burning down, you don't go, well, 100,000 buildings burned down today. You only stop one. What are you doing?
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
That is pretty good logic, actually.
That's good. B, what was I actually gonna say? Oh, the whole point though of Team C's, which we've said this
Was to bring awareness.
Same thing with Mark Rober, was to inspire millions of people around the world to be more conscious of these things and to like just care.
And that's
more
pretty
aware,
fair.
right?
That's pretty fair.
Like,
So he
That's not a
admits
bad
that
take.
in total percentages, not much was removed, but he says that 30 million pounds is still a lot. I think the problem was that it was sort of advertising that it was like saving the ocean when it's not really. It's trying to, it seems. It was also making it seem that people can make a bigger impact than they actually could when an individual person can't really do much, and the criticism should have been better focused on major polluters like Coca-Cola or something. Personally, I think it's okay to do a project like that.
Right.
Just be more clear that, hey, I'm not actually removing all the trash from the ocean or something, and, you know, picking up trash is likely not going to make a massive impact or whatever. It's good to be conscious or whatever.
But it's still good
I
because if
focus
you
more
get
on
millions of
mega
people do
companies and
like
make
the same
sure
thing
a
of just not
significant
throwing shit
impact
in
is
the
actually
the
being
ocean,
made
then
when
it's
you
pretty good, man.
advertise it as such. Then MrBeast talks about the 100 wells thing, where some of the wells shown in
Oh,
the
boy.
video were the same picture.
Wells in Africa project.
Yeah.
In that video, part
Some
of
of them are the
criticism
same
for
picture, huh?
that video is that a few of the wells that you built were showed in different shots, or the same
Oof.
wells were showed in different shots.
Yeah.
How did they even figure that out? Like the fucking dirt
Some
and rocks
people
were sitting
that
next to the
you may
well or
not
some
have
shit?
Built all 100.
Yeah.
Did you build 100 wells in Africa?
Yes. So you already know what I'm going to say. I mean, I would loop this in with the same thing as the hospital thing. Seems like I need to
Animation is
like,
provided
I
in
need to have
the
someone who
document
like
in the description.
QCs
Okay.
things before we upload it more hardcore. I need someone
Okay,
who
so
does
they're
frame by
providing
frame.
proof and
Like,
stuff
we
like
finish a
that,
video,
so,
and then they
I
spend
mean,
like 3 days
I
just
don't
going
know.
frame by frame, making sure there's no mess ups. Yeah, I think like 1 or 2 of the wells we accidentally showed this like same well as different numbers. But once again, like I said with the blind thing, like why would I spend 98% of the money and then just fake 2 wells, like, and destroy the entire integrity to save like 2%?
Definitely need to advise the editors better here. I think a lot of this could have been quelled if the edits were looked after better. And it's understandable why people were saying, oh my god, he's faking it, because you literally cannot see it in the video, right? So
Yeah,
I'm glad
editors
you
are not
cleared
doing a
that up
very
as
great
well.
job,
He
man.
told me
They all
he
need to be
built 100
fired,
wells in the
removed,
call-
man.
in the
Get rid of
previous
them.
call too. But proof is always needed, so I'm glad.
Yeah, they're just not doing that good because they're
Always
just sitting there
documents
fucking like
and
not doing
some stuff.
anything productive, really,
Some people
honestly.
on the
They're kind of screwing up videos.
Philanthropy as a
They're
shield
like
against criticism.
showing things, like
And they say that about a lot of people.
mispresenting things. There we
A
go.
lot of YouTubers. How would you respond to that?
I actually think I would get less hate if I didn't do philanthropy. So I actually think it's having the inverse effect, at least in the last 2 years. Like, people hate me more because I do good. I mean, it's, I don't know. Maybe that's like too crazy of a I'm not trying to sound like a victim here or anything. So maybe that's too crazy of a statement, but it's just, It's just something I'm noticing. Like,
Well, it's because
not
people-
sure about that. I don't think philanthropy ever hurts his reputation. Of course, Twitter will make a big deal about
Yeah,
it.
well,
of
people
course,
just
but
want him to
personally, I
see
think
him fail.
companies
Like, they
are
just want to see him
10 times more
fail. So,
likely
of
to
course,
work
they're
with
going to
you
be
if they
like,
see
oh, yeah,
you
he
doing
did
something
this only because he
positive
wants to
like
do it for
that.
money
It
and stuff
might
like
be
that.
hard to do, but to say that there's no business advantage to philanthropy just seems wrong to me. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
there is
completely right
definitely
there,
an advantage
but,
for
I
sure,
definitely
but
think it doesn't hurt your reputation.
he's still doing a good
or
thing at the
your
end of the day.
ability to secure brand deals or be
He
scattered
could have
out
not
by
done it.
people who
As
want
simple as
to
that. He
work
could have
with you.
not done
Then
it.
they move on to the Feastables labels on the website where it was advertised as child labor free, slave labor free, and then that was removed from the website.
People noticed that on the Feastables website, it originally said that the chocolate was child labor and slave labor free. A lot of people probably don't know that the production of chocolate is, it's difficult for it to be ethical, especially at scale. And it no longer says that on the Feastables website, and people have interpreted this to mean that your chocolate is no longer ethically sourced, and it implies that it is using child labor or slave labor.
Right.
How would you respond to that?
the gist of it is, Feastables, we are super cognizant of our supply chain. And
Oh, my cat's going crazy.
I've
Hey,
worked
Shadow.
on these farms.
No.
Literally, I mean, I could probably
Please
send
go in
you
the
a
room,
video
bud.
if
Thank
you
you.
want to throw it up on screen, so it's not just hearsay.
Tony
No,
Chocolonely.
Tony Chocolonely is super transparent. So
Yeah.
you can
It's
see
very
that
good.
every year they drop a transparency report. And in their last transparency report, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you can look up and throw it up on screen. They said there's no
2022,
evidence or any traces
2023.
of slave labor found in their supply chain. So that's not a thing. They're big on saying exploitation free instead of slave free, which is why we switched it. And on top of that, we just
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt.
Okay, so they're basically saying that it was just a brand change or like a distribution change, and the way or the distributors just label it differently, so it's not on there anymore.
Populator updated. I don't know if I'm quoting like a demo site that we're about to go live or whatever, but I wanted to, like, everything I'm telling you here, I want all that up there. You know what I mean? And which we've been working on.
Okay, so that is a great clarification. I really do hope as the business expands, Feastables or whatever else stays exploitative labor free and continues to grow from there.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't know
that's a good
how
answer.
much it impacts sales, ethically sourcing and stuff, and how much you're losing.
Oh,
by
of
that,
course,
but
100%.
That's just kind of the way you got to do
At
it.
least some.
It's good they're working with the
Even if
people
it's not a
like,
lot.
Tony's company. I don't really know much about it.
You could just make
obviously
so
they
much more
praise it
money
a
just being
lot.
plain.
Then we
Simple
move
as
on
that.
to the moldy Lunchley, of course.
Now on to Lunchley.
Oh
All
gosh.
right. So, friend of the show.
A lot of mixed reviews on the lunches, man.
Happened to get a moldy Lunchley, and a couple
Right.
other creators got
Yes.
moldy Lunchleys.
Brand that comes into your mind when you think of something like Lunchley, something that's very similar, specific brand, I don't know, other brands, competitors, and Google their name and put the word mold behind it, you'll see thousands upon thousands of examples. And that, I think, is a key context a lot of people leave out in this because they're acting like this is just a thing with us. Once it
Yeah,
leaves the
but I've
factory,
never had a
you know,
situation where
that
my fucking Lunchables was moldy, though.
take a sharp turn
And I used to eat
rock
Lunchables a
or
lot when I was a
the seal,
kid.
Or honestly, even something as dumb as, like, when it's put on the shelves at the store, like, I can't stop someone from walking to Walmart and grabbing a Lunchley.
Right.
Going to the potato chip aisle, putting it there. So there's no mold when it leaves their factories because that's just stupid. Why would we ever let that happen? But
Right.
after that point, there are variables that we just can't control. And that's why every single product in that section, Google their name, put mold behind it. It just occasionally happens. I mean,
Okay, so essentially it says that the Lunchley is not moldy after it leaves the factory, but random things can happen by the time it reaches the shop that could make it moldy. I'm just a little confused how
Right.
so many creators got it though. Like Rosanna
Yeah.
bought a couple boxes and she got moldy Lunchley. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe the world just hates you or something. But yeah, he also
That's the
says
thing
all
is
the
that
other
there was too
products
many
are
people
moldy
getting it.
as well.
There's way too
I
many
don't know if
people
that's
getting
like an American kind of thing. I don't know. I've personally never bought a product and got moldy cheese in my life. I don't know if that's just a standard or what, but
I think it's just a
essentially he's saying
cultural
that it's been
standard
blown
type
out of
thing.
proportion. I imagine with the amount of TikToks being made on it, of course it will be blown a bit. I just
A lot
wish
of
we would've
Americans are
pushed a
pretty
little
lazy,
bit
man.
on the decision behind Lunchley as a whole. Like, he did say he wanted to make healthy food and then decided on Lunchley for some reason. I know he claims it's better than Lunchables or whatever, but it's still not exactly the best for kids.
No.
So I'd appreciate
Prime
if
is
they went
terrible
more
for you,
in the
man.
direction of
Simple as
health,
that. You
like-
shouldn't have done
like
it
a
with Prime.
front leader like MrBeast, I'd appreciate if he
Might as well
went
just go on
shop
Capri
away
Sun or some shit,
and
made like a new
process
deal,
snacks
taking
or
them from
something
Lunchables or something. I don't
healthier.
know.
Maybe it's like way harder to sell, as he said, but it's
Fuck,
just
fucking
my
Sunny
opinion.
D
Then
would
we
have
move
went
on
by
to
really
Jake
well,
Weddle.
bro.
There's an interview with a former employee and contestant named Jake Weddle in which he alleges inhumane treatment on set, even war crimes. Use the term of phrase war crimes. How do you respond to these allegations, and do you plan on putting procedures in place to make sure this doesn't happen again?
the video was, we built a room in our studio, and then the challenge was every day, you live in this room, you win $10,000. And then it was like kind of like a white padded room. There's like a pool table, a bed in there, bunch of other items, blah blah. And
Bro, it will never cease to amaze me of how they put him in a white padded room. You know what I mean? Like, come on, chat. Think about it. If you're in a sane asylum, where do they fucking put you? In a fucking white padded room. If you're in solitary confinement, where do they put you? In a white padded room. What happens to those people over time? They get more and more crazy, more issues, they're on more fucking drugs and shit to keep them lucid. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then those drugs affect them even more in the long term because they get a lot of issues with, like, you know, intestinal issues. Some of them develop more mental issues. Like, it's just a crazy setup for me. Like, why would you even do that in the first place? That's like a terrible, terrible setup.
My thoughts on this one.
I'll talk more about it.
The best way to talk about this is to also talk about how we did similar videos with other people, because one of the things is, like, multiple people can do the same thing and experience it differently. That's what's a little tricky about these, like, contestant-based videos. I can never know 100% how something's going to affect someone, right? So similar to the Weddle video, I just want to lay the foundation before we go in specifically to that. Similar to that, we also did a video where we put did you see the video where we put two people in a room, Bailey and Susie, 100 days trapped together? So one thing that Weddle struggled with was...
I saw the one when there's two people in the room, but not trapped together.
But Bailey and Susie, on day 20 of 100 days trapped together, I offered to turn the lights off for part of their prize pool, and they said no. And, like, the lights wasn't... I mean, I'm sure it was difficult, but it wasn't, like, that big of a difficulty for them. And so it's, like, something for them that's not that big of a difficulty for other people can be, you know, challenging and hard. And, like, what I'm trying to say is you never know how someone's going to react to something, right? It's impossible to fully predict. And so
I think that they should offer different challenges. You shouldn't be doing things like turning the lights off when you need light. Like, you need to be able to see. You eventually go crazy sitting in the dark long enough. It's literally been proven that you literally go fucking crazy. So the challenges that they should be doing should be more humane. Not just more humane, but just more like there needs to be more thought put into it and, like, long-term damage. Because think about it, like, people are going to come back, like, years later and be like, oh, we're going to start a lawsuit over MrBeast damages from his shows and stuff like that. And then they're going to have a whole list of, oh, yeah, he put me in a dark room for so and so long. Even if they sign a contract against it, like, they can still sue, because you can't make a contract that breaks the law, you know what I mean? Or, like, breaks, like, the Human Geneva Convention or whatever the fuck. I don't know, man. Whatever ethical laws that are out there, man. Just crazy.
This response is a little bit iffy. He's fumbling his words a bit. Essentially, he says that, hey, these other guys were okay with not turning off the lights, which honestly seems really bad and unnecessary for the challenge. And Jake, at least, seemed to clearly suffer from that. So I think rather than saying, okay, these people were okay with it, so it's difficult to know if other people are okay with it, how about we just go with the general rule? Let's let people sleep in darkness and turn off the lights. Because I don't really care what challenges it is, or how desperate people are for money, or how...
Yeah, that's another thing too. You need to turn it off when they go to sleep.
You're always going to get in a controversy if you're making people super uncomfortable like that, right? And personally, I can't sleep with the lights on either, so it'd be extremely hard for me as well. So I don't know. I just hope he never does that again, even if people are, like, okay with it or whatever. And I hope he just does challenges where it's entertaining for the viewer without just obliterating their mental and physical state. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
That's one of these variables of these challenges, which is why we give people the ability to quit, you know what I mean, or to leave at any point.
To get started
yeah,
with
but
analytics, you don't need
you guys pushed him to the point where he wanted to quit because he literally couldn't take it anymore. That's the
in
problem.
his video, you know, he went
And it's
11
hundreds of
days
thousands of dollars. I wouldn't leave right away either. What the fuck?
I believe
I'd
it was
suffer as
11
well.
days, yes. And then he decided to quit on that day, and you know, he mentions this in his video, like around day 11 or 12. I don't know what the day is off the top of my head, but he was struggling, and so we did turn off the lights. We sent a psychiatrist in there to check in on him, and we were like, yeah, he's not doing too well, and we ended the challenge, and we paid him. Didn't go long enough where we got a video, so we didn't end up uploading it. But I think the big thing is just that's why we allow people to leave these challenges. Like my goal when doing these obviously isn't to, like, you know, break people mentally or push them past their limits. It's just to, like, create an environment where they can challenge themselves and do something interesting or cool. And then when they've had it, like, leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gives them a choice to leave. That's great, and that's how it should be.
But then you get
obviously,
some
but let's
compensation
also
for it.
remove the pressure and make challenges that are not so insane.
That's what I was
For
saying.
one
Yep.
thing,
Literally
pursuit is
just
something
said.
so essential to the human body that I just feel icky about challenges regarding it. So
Yeah,
just step
man.
away from that. You're not gonna lose much content, please.
No, for real. Like, if you did challenges, let's see, what's a really good example? Like, instead of turning the fucking lights off, or like leaving the lights on all the time, be like, oh, you have to pump this meter or whatever, and this will turn the lights off for you. And you make it just not difficult enough to where they can actually complete it or something like that, and then add some music, suspense, and stuff like that, and then they end up doing it. Like, at the end of the day, it's a fucking game show video, and 90% of the time they win anyways. Like, 90% of the time they do. I used to watch the videos a lot. And 90% of the time they end up winning, so just, give them that win on that mini challenge, and it keeps the video going and people entertained. There's just a lot more things you could do, man. I don't know.
Now that you bring, I didn't want to
Creative
bring that
ideas.
stuff up, but yeah, also off camera, after he made that video, I reached out and was like, hey man, like, obviously we weren't trying to cause you any, mental stress with that video or anything, and is there any way I can help? And I ended up, he seemed like he really needed some financial help, so I ended up sending him $50,000 completely off camera or anything. I mean, he talked about it publicly so people know, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure he was good.
Yeah, I gave Jimmy props for this. Reaching out to Jake and trying to make the wrong things right is always.
Yeah, and he gave him
going to be
50,000.
good.
I think
And
that's a
again,
good move right there. And I don't think that's bad that Weddle said it or even took that, because at the end of the day, dude, he was fucked up. That video, like, he was actually, like, he's probably fucking scarred for life. $50,000 is crazy. Like, even like right now, like, yeah, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. 50,000 would go a long way, man. I could pay off like fucking credit card, I can like buy a car. Like, it's like a starter pack, you know what I mean? Like, in this economy, it's definitely a starter pack. Back in the day, like 10, 20 years ago, that would have been a lot more money. That would have been like a down payment on a house plus all that. But it's still a really good starter pack and some money you can store off to the side, and maybe pay for some, psychiatry, some, therapy if they need it. I don't believe in therapy, to be honest with you guys. Look, I myself, I believe that you should work through your own problems and speak to people. In general, you shouldn't have to spend money to talk to somebody to deal with that stuff. And there's always going to be a person you can talk to. I promise you, there's somebody who you might not even see as a person like that, but they 100% will pay attention to you if you talk to them. So even if they're not the person you necessarily want to talk to, they are probably the person that's going to tell you that what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You know what I mean?
Sorry is the right thing to do. Anyways, then Oompa moves on to the Beast Games class action lawsuit.
There was litigation found against you surrounding Beast Games, your show on Amazon, in regard to unsafe workplace conditions.
You know how litigation is. Obviously, yeah. I'm not allowed to talk about it, which is a little. There's a lot of things I want to say here, so this is good. 5 anonymous Beast Game employees, or not employees, 5 anonymous Beast Game contestants submitted a lawsuit. And they sent it to the press, but conveniently all the actual claims are redacted, blacked out, so you can't actually see it. And I'm not allowed to disclose what's behind those black lines. But Beast Games, we had 1,000 people. We were doing big stuff, and just like with my normal videos, like
and that's a very small percentage.
Great. Like
very small.
When we were filming one part of Beast
but it's
Games,
still enough.
You remember CrowdStrike?
Excuse me, sir. Would you like to earn income?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know, man. It's kind of iffy with the lawsuit, because 5 people out of 1,000 is pretty crazy, and we don't know why. So like, it could literally be something super small, and they just blew it up because it's MrBeast. Who knows?
We had the most contestants of any game show in history together. That was weirdly, God hates me, during the CrowdStrike accident. And so as we're like eliminating hundreds of people and trying to get them home, airports all across America are down, hotel room keys aren't working, and that created a lot of confusion, and that caused a lot of problems in our systems, and that was pretty brutal. And
okay, so some contestants said that they couldn't get home on time or the flights were delayed, and that's just because of the problems he just stated. But then he talks about a woman not being able to get feminine care products, and he takes accountability for that and admits it was a mistake.
Stuff like that. But there was one woman who was allergic to the feminine care products, and we didn't have allergen-free ones like tampons and pads. And she told someone, I don't know who she told, I haven't been able to find it, but I mean, I believe that she did, that she was allergic, and they didn't obviously do the logical thing, which is tell us, or just drive to the local Walmart and buy some and give it to her.
That's what's so crazy too. I feel bad because that's not on him 100%, because I know damn well he cares enough at least of his reputation to be like, dude, fucking Walmart's right down the street. Like he just said, There's a Walmart down the street. You could buy a couple of fucking packs at least, and then we'll be more prepared tomorrow by, or like within the next few days, by buying like a fucking big ass thing from Costco or some shit. That'll last a lot longer. But no, yeah, and like you said in that post, they're trying to learn from their experiences, and yeah, the employees should be fired, man. Simple as that. They should be fired or reprimanded, no pay, something like that. I don't know. That's crazy. Denying someone like feminine, like care products like that
So he says a lot
that
of
are
little things
required
like
is
that.
crazy.
I wish Oompa over there said, okay, what other little things? Because that was one thing that I didn't know about, so I don't know. It would be nice to clarify there. But anyways, after that, he clarifies some of the things that were false.
But I think in general, a lot of it's just been blown out of proportion. Like people have claimed like we didn't use unions because I didn't want to pay people fair money, when that was just a flat out lie. We did use unions, and like that there are dozens of broken bones, and which is like crazy.
That's crazy.
I'd be like, oh, 10 people broke their bones. Let's keep filming. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't even make sense.
No, because then you know why? Because that's not good for him money wise. That's not. Yeah, that's not a very smart take, man, from some of these
I couldn't
people.
find a single broken bone. Yeah, online it's being claimed there's dozens. I mean, there's so much or even disinformation like that being spread. So
Right.
like, which makes it hard for me to just come out and like talk about things like the pad thing and other things where, you know, we did mess up on little things, and there are definitely things we could have done better. But then there's just like, it's mixed in with like all these crazy outrageous claims.
Okay, I agree. That pretty much sums up the MrBeast allegations there. There's plenty of true things mixed in with plenty of untrue things, and then you
Right.
get one side saying everything is true and one side saying
They say
everything is
everything's
false,
false.
when the reality is there's nuance to the situation. Some things are
It's a
true,
mix.
some things are false.
Yeah,
and it's
there's a
nice
mix.
that there is clarification on that right now. Then he clears up allegations of paying people off.
Like I gave them all $2,000 to like make them happy because we didn't tell them beforehand, like to surprise them as they got eliminated. And then people are like, you just did that because of hush money. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like I also
That's
didn't
fucking
give
crazy,
them, like,
bro.
little
If I
paper
lost a
packages.
challenge and I was bummed the fuck out, and you gave me $2,000, I could cover my fucking rent that next month, or the month. That's like 2 months of rent right there. Yeah, that's like 2 months of rent right there, bro. Like, bro, I'm not gonna complain. What the fuck? Like, bro, I got to go there for free, still
It was
got
just, like,
paid.
completely baseless. It just shows like how crazy people go with the conspiracy theories and everything like that. But no, we did pay.
Unless something really happened, then that's
Interesting.
yeah.
So I wonder why the contestants were saying a lot of those things, because I've actually talked to contestants who told me like the opposite of some of these things. I didn't publicize them, but yeah, it's very weird. I don't know what they were trying to get by doing that, or was it true
Yeah.
or was it not? But MrBeast is saying it's not true. It's very messy how the situation got. The contestants also mentioned physical challenges were in the show, and the men were essentially overpowering the women. So I wanted to know if that was fake as well. I wanted that to be included.
They should make those
He said
challenges
that nobody
50-50,
broke
bro.
their bones. I don't know if that's specific.
Like,
wording,
you can look
okay,
at somebody and
is
be
it
like, yeah, they're not that strong compared to this person. Put them on the other team. Or like, you know, balance the teams out a little bit. Like, it's really not that hard to visually look at someone and balance the teams a little bit. I know some people can be like skinny strong, but like at the same time, if you see a big old buff guy and you got, you know, all the other guys on one team, and then you have all the girls on one team on the other team, like, that's fucking ridiculous, man. Come on now.
nobody got hurt?
I don't want to hear no
Or
equality shit
specifically
either.
Nobody broke their bones. So like, I just wanted some clarification about some of that stuff. Now apparently Oompa forgot to ask about Ava Chris Tyson, which is just that's just crazy. So he called him
man.
again at least and got his opinion on that. Oompa's such a troll, man.
That last part was completely wrong. We did miss a few questions, and I called Jimmy the next morning to get clarification on a few more things, specifically Ava Shadman and some more of the crypto.
Oh,
allegations.
Shadman.
Here's that
Okay,
footage.
there we go. We're getting
Talk
into
a little bit
shit.
about Ava
We're getting into
Tyson
shit, boys.
and specifically the Shadman stuff. I know we talked about the third-party investigation, which found no wrongdoing in like a legal sense from that perspective. A thing that a lot of people care about is Shadman's a freak and is a disgusting person. Did you know about the painting in? Did you know about that? Have you ever interacted with Shadman before? Like, what is your relation to that, and specifically that relationship between Shadman and Ava Tyson and you?
This is what it was like.
Oh man,
I don't remember these 7, 8 years ago. The back
we're
then,
getting into the juice, boys.
I used to have like a bunch of anime posters
Right.
up on the wall. I just like set a foundation for context. We used to have a bunch of anime posters and things like that on our wall in the house. And one day, Ava put up this poster that was like an animated character holding a fidget spinner and a gun. Admittedly, it was a weird image. I didn't know who made it. You know, I just kind of assumed it was a meme. I obviously did not know who Shadman was. I've never spoken
That's
to
the thing
Shadman.
too, is like, bro, if I have a roommate that puts up something really fucking weird, am I fucking responsible for fucking putting that shit down? I know that it was in a public space in their area. I'd probably say something, honestly, maybe. But like at the end of the day, like we're both paying for the fucking place we're staying in, man, and we all have posters around the house, so that's kind of unfair to just be like, nah, you can't put this shit up,
poster or commission it or anything.
especially when you don't know the context behind it.
And yeah, I mean, to be honest,
Yeah, it's pretty
I
wild.
didn't really think too much of it because we just had like a lot of anime posters and things up, and it was an animated character that was clothed, obviously. And yeah, knowing what I know about Shadman now, it was a very weird thing to buy. I'm not really sure why she bought it.
Yeah.
To be frank.
Okay, so he says he didn't know and he didn't think too much of it, and he says that he's not too sure why Ava bought it. I am also not too sure why anyone would buy such a disgusting image, let alone.
I mean, look,
hang it on their
MrBeast is
bedroom wall.
side-eyeing it
But,
weird,
Jimmy
bro.
says
So he
that
doesn't look like he
had
didn't
a
really
bunch of
like
these
it,
random
man.
anime posters, and he didn't think much of the other one. Now, I will say there's a distinction there, obviously, a very big distinction between pictures of mature animated adults and the other one. So
Like, I agree, it is a little bit of a weird poster, but I also think like, you know, I had like Naruto posters up, or I had like Code Geass posters, like random animes I used to watch, and like, you know, I never like reverse image search and Googled, oh, who made this Code Geass anime poster that's sitting on the wall or whatever. But yeah, I agree. It's her buying it is very weird, and I obviously
because she knew what she was buying and from who.
okay, so this will basically come down to, do you trust him, essentially? For the sake of the Beast channel, I pray he did not know. I pray he had nothing to do with it, and I pray he's, you know, completely distanced from Ava, whatever. But
yeah, boys, I hope you guys know. I've never
wanted
wanted MrBeast. Like, I make videos because other people make videos, and it does get on YouTube, man. I'm not really someone really MrBeast hater, even if I don't watch his videos that often anymore. Like, I used to really love his videos, man. Obviously they're just a little too corny for me now. Obviously there's some things I might tune in and watch every once in a while, like the yacht one. I really like that yacht video where they go from like $1 yacht to like $1 million or whatever. But yeah, never once have I really wanted to, you know, hate on him like that. So
that's something he's given his take on there.
You've got.
But if he's a bad person, he's a bad person. So I'm here for it.
Saying you didn't know, that's yeah, it's disgusting. Bad man is a freak. So okay, you said that I was manipulated by Dogpack. But before that, you said that you DM'd some commentary guys or some YouTubers like evidence of like the Delaware stuff, basically context.
Okay, real quick, I was not DM'd about any of this proof of the Delaware stuff, of course, otherwise that would have made it public. But that's why Oompa's asking, because some of the things that were talked about were false. If Jimmy just told everyone early on, the situation wouldn't evolve and people wouldn't like automatically assume the worst of him, and people would just
Why did
stick
he
to the
wait?
facts of the situation and call him out on these serious allegations instead of
the problem was he said nothing when he could have corrected some things, and people would have been like, you know what, maybe they're not right, because he's already like shooting some of these things down, bro. Like, I don't know, it would have given him more benefit of the doubt.
He's just asking, you know, you should have told us, which I appreciate him doing.
I just wanted to know why early on you didn't provide me, or yeah, I guess specifically, why wasn't that? Did you think I was a controlled op? You know, I would have gladly seen whatever you would have shown.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I did send it to people. Why I didn't send that to you? Honestly, I don't really know.
In the future, if you've got evidence, show me. Or somebody, or just like a Google Doc. I mean,
oh my god, I feel his frustration here. I mean, a lot of this could have been avoided if Jimmy just spoke out earlier, as I pointed
That's what I'm saying, man.
A lot is justified criticism, and he admits to that. But yeah, it would be nice to not have such a messy situation with allegations.
They should have done over the phone interview. It seems like Oompa's actually pressing him in this because he's not in person.
Right, and you have to make sense of everything. So yeah, in the future, I hope he just speaks out immediately, and I hope any like other celebrity can learn from this as well. Now, Oompa also points out the perspective of commentary YouTubers.
Something I wanted to clarify, because you know, you feel like I was manipulated, and I genuinely, and a lot of other YouTubers as well, I'm sure, commentary guys probably don't feel like they're manipulated. It's just a drastically different perspective. You know, you are MrBeast, so it's tough to say, not to, you know, say I deserve the benefit of the doubt or whatever. I absolutely should have researched more. But once again, it's a bigger problem, I feel like, that I think hopefully will be mitigated more in the future by this all coming out. And hopefully how transparent this video that I'm making right now with you is.
Right.
Yep, all fair points.
Okay, so that was a great point by Oompa. I just think that when one perspective is situation is shown, it's so much easier to believe one side. And pretty much the only way to fact check some of this stuff was the other person coming out with their side. And their
Yeah,
facts,
I mean
right?
that
Like,
is
balance the
pretty
way
true
people
though,
actually view
honestly.
things. Not to say anyone is entirely innocent here, but yeah, just nice point by Oompa. Then he moves on to confront Beast about
Oh boy,
the
here we
crypto
go.
thing some more. This part is a bit long,
Boys,
just
we're
bear
about to
with me.
cryptos.
You have said that you do not control the Wu-Tang wallet. You said that last
Okay.
night. You talk about a call you had with Mr. Gary, where you claim to have bought and or sold CryptoPunks, but then later decided to roll the money into VFriends. Did you press the button? Did you not press the button? Was it your decision?
I obviously did not press the buttons, like I've been saying. I didn't pick what punks to buy or anything. Gary V just said, hey, Gary V, you seem very passionate about these punks. You should look into it. If it makes sense, buy it. And so, you know, he did the research, picked what punks to buy, bought them. I don't even truthfully know how to buy punks. I've never bought one, like me personally.
Okay.
Like I've said, I don't have access to that wallet.
But you did make some decisions to buy or sell in the Wu-Tang Fund.
Well, I mean, yeah, I just told him, like, hey, Gary, like, in transparency, Gary called me about CryptoPunks and said they were cool, look into it. I mean, so at the end of the day, bro, I don't like, I don't know which punks to buy or which ones we should buy if it's a good investment.
The Supercoin tweet, for context, on May 12th,
I don't know. That's kind
2021,
of sus.
MrBeast tweeted in response to it was a EliteRaider tweet. There's a gym sitting there on the market at an eye-watering price set to explode during DeFi Summer 2.0. And then you responded by saying super ? With a crazy emoji.
Just replied super to his tweet. I did not tell people to buy super or anything. I just replied super.
Yeah, man. I mean, you literally put a comment down that every other crypto pumper does, man. Let's not get shit like twisted. You promoted it, man. You didn't have to give it that click. You didn't have to give it that look. Nothing. And you bought into it. So like at the end of the day, like you still come on.
The next thing where people are going to go, but this was a planned, coordinated thing. It wasn't. It's not like I'm on the phone with the people managing the crypto fund going,
Right, but you're still there promoting it.
Obviously,
You know the sway that you have, man. If you comment on something, people are gonna look. You know the sway you got.
I mean, I could see how people might think that is a weird look optically, and so like I wouldn't do it. But
would you not mention that your fund Wu-Tang had been selling and continued to sell super on the day and after you tweeted about it or responded to a tweet for clarity?
Again, I wasn't involved in the day-to-day of the fund. I mean,
okay, this is an interesting response. Basically, again, with I had no idea it was my team or fund managers, and it really depends if you believe Jimmy is a malicious person or not.
That one right there is a little iffy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
A couple bucks, all right? This is total was 10 to 20 million of this crypto thing. So of course people are concerned about it, and they were comparing it to the Crypto Zoo situation with Logan Paul. And at the end
Logan
of the day,
Paul's a huge scammer. We should do some of those reactions too, boys.
Here. If you think Jimmy is an evil person, you will assume that he's scamming.
We do them as they come and go,
if
man.
you think that he's a cool person, you will just assume it's a mistake by him.
It's the crypto charity stuff. Team C's Eternity.
Eternity gave us NFTs to auction off for Team C's. Only one sold after like a day, I believe, and that was it. And then yeah, it looks like the fund sold like 27 days later. A little bit of Eternity. It was not combined or planned or premeditated in any way. I mean, honestly, the charity auction was a bomb. It only raised $7,000. No one cared, so it didn't really do anything. And yeah, I mean that's kind of the full story. Nothing. There's nothing nefarious there.
Yeah, it sold $2 million of the earn tokens.
Yes.
Okay, that was a bit awkward.
Yeah.
It wasn't much, and then, well, it was actually $2 million.
Yeah, it was $2 million,
the
man.
NFT charity philanthropy thing, which is probably the worst way.
Bro, son of a bitch, man. That's the problem with some of these rich people is they don't fucking understand, bro. It wasn't that much. It was like he thought it was $7,000. It was $2 million, guy. Come on.
To do whatever you wanted.
$2 million would be nice to have right now.
Guy, if your fund is privately making like millions of dollars during a charity drop,
now that's a good starter pack right there. 2 million.
Like even if
so again, that I would say is not fully correct. So the charity drop happened. One sold. The other ones weren't selling. No one cared. So there was no selling of NFTs to raise money for charity anywhere near where the fund was selling before or after.
Okay. Just to be clear though, you keep saying a couple coins or like you're downplaying it. It's $2 million of earned tokens. That's quite a bit. That's like a lot of money.
that's
of course,
too much.
I mean, and obviously not all of it is mine. It's the fund, but it was also known that my fund was invested in it, and I was a part of the fund. So it's also not like it was hidden that we were invested in Earn. Like that was public information.
Right.
All right, so I don't expect Oompa
Yeah.
to grill him super hard on the crypto stuff either, because you know it's harder to understand.
CoffeeZilla would.
CoffeeZilla covered the situation in depth.
CoffeeZilla
and it just comes
would.
down to what do you think of his responses? Do you buy it or do you not? But anyways, that was Oompaville's interview. I think it focused a little too much time on the less serious allegations.
Okay, so that's pretty much that's the main part of it. We'll give our post thoughts right now, so I'll see y'all in the post thoughts, and yeah, let's go, boys. Alrighty, boys. So let's keep it a quick buck, man. MrBeast. So like I said, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible because I don't really care for MrBeast. Really, I don't watch his videos as much as I used to. Like I said back in the day, I also don't hate the guy in general. But some of the things, it seems a little iffy, man. Some of the things don't seem that iffy. It's very 50-50, man. Yeah, I don't know. But we're just gonna have to flip through, kind of see how it kind of unfolds, I guess you could say, because when it unfolds and MrBeast finally comes out with more stuff other than just addressing these small things, or somebody else interviews him and covers some of those other points that weren't really covered, and maybe somebody who can grill him more on some of those topics we already talked about and get more information out of him. I guess for the most part, he's not really a bad person. Like, you can't say he's a bad person, like a terrible person. There are some things that are a little sketchy, a little weird that he's done, or that he's had his team do for him specifically. That's a little weird, and obviously there are a lot of people who have made mistakes on his behalf, like through his company or during some of the events that he does and stuff like that. Overall, like I said, I don't think he's a really bad person. He's just, he's made a lot of mistakes. He's human. A lot of us make mistakes and stuff like that, and overall, I wouldn't say that he is someone who is malicious or trying to do things maliciously. So I don't know. That's just my take on it so far. Like I said, guys, I'm just a random guy who does YouTube videos, man. And I cover stuff as they go. So in the future, boys, if you guys want to see me do more things like this, or have any topics you guys want me to cover specifically, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I literally was suggested this and maybe added to it. So your boy decided to cover it. Anyways, boys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, boys.